to episode 4 of TechCentric. We are joining you from Steve's lovely backyard oasis thing here. And yeah, we got a great episode coming up for you, along with some viewer questions and some really cool content, so stay tuned.
First thing we have coming up is Jared's VoIP segment, and he talks about how to stay safe on the internet again. And unfortunately, he is not with us anymore. He's over in South Carolina, so we wish him a warm hello. And here he comes.
Hi, welcome to episode 4. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to sniff for VoIP packets and how to avoid, theoretically, that happening to you. So first off, we got to wonder, why is it important? Well, after post 9/11 and government style, governments tapping everything these days, from landlines to mobile phones to internet. So we got to worry about that. Second off, we got to worry about, the lead hack source that might steal your credit card data, your social security number, your whole identity. Hell, they'd steal anything these days. So what we're going to do is we're going to avoid that happening to us. Okay, so first off, to sniff for something, we got to download Kane and Able. So you can download that from oxid.it. So we're going to start up Kane. After you start up Kane, you're going to go to the sniffer tab. Then you're going to press the button that looks like a network card. After doing that, you're going to do the add to list button, which looks like a blue cross. You're going to do the target for all hosts in my subnet, and you're going to click OK. It's going to come up with all the MAC addresses, which basically include all the computers that are connected into your network. After doing that, we're going to go and do an ARP poisoning attack. Now, what you're probably wondering is, what is ARP poisoning? Well, what ARP poisoning is a man-in-the-middle attack. What's man-in-the-middle attack? Well, it's where one computer connects to the router, but yet you are in the middle. Yet neither the computers nor the router know that you're actually in the middle. So you're intercepting data, whether it be AIM stuff, whether it be VoIP stuff, whether it be passwords, router password, email password, the list goes on and on. You get the idea. So what we're going to be sniffing for right now are the VoIP packets. So we're going to start up the ARP poisoning by going to the ARP subtab. Then we're going to click the blue cross again, and you're going to select the 192.168.0.1, which is basically the default IP address. You're going to click on to the right. You're going to select, for my purpose, the 192.168.0.13, which I know is William's computer, because we're going to be testing this out today. And after we do that, we're going to do the ARP poisoning. So right now, it's going from Will's computer to the router, but without him or the router knowing, I'm intercepting some of his data. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wait for a phone call to go on. We're going to record those. Now when it records those, it records it as a WAV file. And we can get that, and then we can listen to that. However, because we're only doing it on one side, we're only going to hear his Will's side. We're not going to hear the other side. You can get a lot of information from one side, and you can probably piece together what the other person said, but for all practical purposes, it's pretty much impossible without both people being on the same network at the same time to get all the conversation. So you can only get half. Half is better than none, though. Now, what you're probably wondering is, how can we secure ourselves from this? Well, first off, my biggest recommendation to you is using Skype. Skype is very good because it has built-in encryption in it. However, it doesn't provide from Skype to an outside computer that does not use Skype, nor does it provide from Skype to an outside mobile phone or landline phone, because it just doesn't have it. Skype has integrated encryption to it, like I said before, so Skype is probably your biggest bet. Another thing you can do is you can download Zphone, which is made by Phil Zimmerman, the same guy that brought us, PGP. It works with most SIP VoIP clients. It's pretty good. I talked to Mr. Zimmerman today. He was really helpful about some of the questions I had. Very good piece of software. There's a new version coming out this week. Go out there and get it if you have the VoIP provider and the VoIP client that it supports. And the third thing you can do for our practical application is you can put it on a VPN. If you don't know how to do that, don't really worry about it. Maybe if you're a friend has a VPN at work or something like that, that might be your best bet. So those 3 recommendations: Skype, Z-Phone, or you can use PG, or not PGP, or 3, you can use a VPN. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's educational. Stay safe, stay encrypted.
Alright, thanks a lot, Jared, for your segment on the voice over IP encryption there. You know, you gotta stay safe when you're using unencrypted voice over IP packets here across public internets. You know, those tubes. You know, there's lots of
It's not a dump truck.
not a dump truck. Definitely not a dump truck. Anyway, hope he's doing well in South Carolina. He might be back as soon as next year, so let's see what we got coming up next.
We have Surfing with Steve.
Great.
Surfing with me.
Sure was
All
Steve.
right. Alright, hello again everybody, and welcome to another episode of Surfing with Steve. I'm Steve, of course, and I have a few good websites for you today. The first one being saisit.com, and it's a series of websites that generate things, all those generators that you love. The website URL is says-it.com, and the generators include a church sign generator, an official seal generator for a club of some sort of thing like that, a concert ticket generator, a cassette tape generator, vinyl record generator, and they also include all those little speech bubble ones with like presidents and special people, things like that. So we're going to make a church sign gen.
Okay, so we're going to click on Design 1, and just in each of the lines, just put what you'd like to say there, and press Go. And there's our church sign. What you can do with this now is you can download it to your computer, you can host it with ImageShack for other uses on the web, and you can actually buy it as a refrigerator magnet or as a sticker through the Says It website, and just click Add it to your cart if you would like to buy it. So here's our church sign.
So we're going to do something new here on Surfing with Steve and show you a few websites from the softer side of the internet. First one being kittenwar.com. The URL is www.kittenwar.com. And what you do with this website here is you vote between 2 kittens that are shown to you, whether they be in a group or just single. You have to vote which one is cuter. So check that out. It's fun, and you'll be addicted to it. To top it all off, we have the Cute Overload. This is at www.cuteoverload.com. And basically it's a blog of somebody that made a website that's dedicated to everything that is cute. My favorite being hedgehogs, of course. So they have all these pictures of these cute hedgehogs, and you just look at them, and there's one swimming right there. This is Steve and Pepe signing off for another episode of Surfing with Steve. See you next time.
Great Surfing with Steve episode. Once again, very, very useful site. I especially like the cute overload. It's very, very
Thank
soft
you.
side of the internet.
Yes, thank you, Patrick Bishop. For that inspiration.
What a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we've been getting a lot of viewer questions in email lately, so we decided we're going to answer a couple of them on air. So I believe the first one is about your Swap Magic segment.
Yes. Philip Telemark from somewhere in Europe probably asks, okay, so I'm thinking about getting Swap Magic to import the Japanese version of Final Fantasy XII. Do you know if Final Fantasy XII works with Swap Magic? By the way, I'm a PAL user. Actually, the Swap Magic company actually makes a PAL disc, so what you can do is you can get that, get the Swap Magic disc and the key, and it should work the same way.
Are any of the methods different for copying the swap for the PAL versions?
I don't believe so. It should be the same sort of copying the DVD.
It's all data.
Yeah, it's all data, and yeah, I haven't actually tested that game in particular with the PAL version, so I can't say for sure. So you just have to try it out.
All right, well, let us know. Next we got is Nick's segment. He's working on a cool new program to emulate some of the Mac functions on a PC. Let's see what he's got for you.
some people enjoy using their mice when they're on their computers. Not me. Me and all the Mac users like using keyboards here. So I have a solution to a problem here. I'm a keyboard. I like the keyboard, and I have to use Windows. Now, how do I start a program using only the keyboard? I could use start run and type in the full path to it, but that's a lot of typing to do, and I don't exactly want to have to memorize the full path for something stupid like Firefox. Now, Linux has a really cool feature. If you're running some of the later versions of KDE, you have a tool, or you can get it even if you don't already. You have a tool called Catapult, where you press a keystroke, which is Alt spacebar, and up pops a little box you can type a program in. Mac users, you can get a program that does the same thing called Quicksilver. I'm not going into that, because again, like I keep saying, I don't have a Mac. But Windows users don't really have anything. All the ones I tried, they suck. So what I did is I went ahead and I put my own version of it together. Now, the whole thing, it's called Skip2. Same keystroke as Linux, Alt spacebar. You can define your own shortcuts. You can do programs, your documents, whatever you want. It's cool like that. And you can make your own shortcuts to them. Anything you want to type, you can make it a shortcut to something. That's going to be available on our site, but what I want to do here is I want to take it one step further. I'm trying to make this fully open source here. So, not only will I be able to edit it, but all you guys will be able to edit it. You can send back your edits to me or something, I'll host them, anything you want to do. So, go get the source, it's on our site, go check the show notes. Everything's there for you. All you need is a copy of Visual Basic 6 and you're set. So, just as soon as I upload the source off of... Oops. Just as soon as I upload the source, we'll be all set. So, have a nice day.
Do you constantly find yourself in awkward situations where you need light but never have a flashlight with working batteries? Well, fret no more, dear buddy, because now for only 4 easy payments of $39.95, you can have your very own forever flashlight, which you'll never need to replace the batteries on because it runs on friction. Yes, I said friction. Order within the next 12 seconds and get 17 more for free for your friends and family. Makes a great gift for friends and family members.
Oh, hey, Will. What's up? Check it out, man. I just got this new thing.
What's that? What'd you get, man?
I got a flashlight, man.
It's cool.
Check this out.
Brand new.
My dad's credit card. You only have to sound 18. And you get it from QVC, man. 4 payments, 4 easy payments.
Oh, easy.
$39.95.
Oh, wow.
And what this flashlight does is all you have to do. It doesn't need batteries, man. No batteries.
No batteries.
This flashlight. No batteries, man. That's the way of the future. All you gotta do to get this flashlight to go on, just give it a shake. Or
Oh, really?
That's what they say.
Well, let's try it out. Give it a shaky shake and see what kind of light we got out of this baby here.
No, you think?
Yeah, let's give it a try. Let's see what we got.
Ooh, flickering.
What a flickery, unpure, crappy light thing.
It is one LED with.
Alright, well, maybe then shake it enough. Shake it some more. Keep going. Let me get a good one in there. Alright, try it now. Let's see what we got here. Really didn't do much at all.
It's still
Maybe
flickering.
made it worse, if anything.
It's like the same thing.
It's kind of... You don't say. You don't think it's not actually doing anything, do you, when you shake it?
There's only one thing we can do to find that out. Is we have to open it up.
We have
and
to
see.
open it up. Alright, let's go. So I guess how this thing works, right, is you got got this little...
Lead, maybe?
No, it's not heavy enough to be lead, but
Okay.
it's probably some cheap steel or something like that, or maybe aluminum, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Aluminum wouldn't work anyway, so... Anyway, that supposedly flies past this little copper unwinded cable. Like, usually when you wind up a coil like that,
Mhm.
it has to be wound perfectly in order to be actually useful. It's
Yeah.
clearly just wound up by like a Korean in a cage.
It's pretty sloppy.
It's a sloppy job.
Yeah.
Okay, now upon further inspection, there is no connection whatsoever between this coil and the rest of the electronics up here.
In fact, I think I see some cell batteries right here.
I I do believe.
Are those 1.5 volts?
I do believe that is two. Count them, 2 1.5 volts. Here, we got a screwdriver right here. Just poke those things out. There's a hole there for easy removal of batteries. All right, let's see what we got here. Lithium battery CR2032, 3 volts each. So we have a stack of 6 volts sitting in there, which powers the light. How useless is this? We don't even have the piece in here. We're not shaking it. We haven't shaken this in a half an hour, and it's still not lighting up. So, well, I guess we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's magic or something. And we're going to go ahead and plug in our voltmeter here. Alright, let's got some alligator plugs here. Yeah, we got another alligator plug for you.
Okay.
Oops. Stick that on there.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, we gotta switch this over to 20 volts.
Alright.
Alright. Now we're measuring 4.11 volts. Negative 4.11 because I have it hooked up backwards, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna check it. Drops down to 0 when we light it. Okay. It disconnected. 4.11, remember that. Attach this device back. Attach this device back.
Okay.
Nice and cheap, you know. Doesn't fit on right.
It's got rubber pieces. This rubber might cost another half a penny.
Alright, we're just gonna use my finger. Wait for a good shaking. Give them a real good shaking. Still shaking. Take a shake.
That was a nice vigorous shake. I think it'll do
Get
it.
your thumb on there.
I should do it.
Alright, let's try this again. Now, what did we say before? 4.11, right? Now, we will attach these back onto their proper locations.
Now we're reading out.
4.07. How does that happen? Yeah, this clearly did not do anything. This coil is clearly useless. As you can see, hopefully maybe, I just disconnected it. Reading in the vicinity of 4 volts, coming out of 2 3-volt batteries in series. And after you supposedly shake it, it does nothing. So the conclusion, the official TechCentric conclusion is that these are junk, and they're just a, I don't know, what would you call it?
$39.95 times
30.
4. Wasted.
Yes.
It's just wasted.
4
Great.
easy payments of $39.95 wasted, but we did get 2 because they always include a second one free.
Oh yeah. I
Well,
noticed that. If you call within 20 minutes.
20 minutes. You gotta call within 20
Yeah,
minutes.
because if not, there goes your second.
There's this one time though where I was on the phone with the lady and I was talking like real nice to her. I was talking like 30,
Yeah.
and I think she got like turned on or something, and she like gave me her number,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then she gave me 2 free.
2 more?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. She was like, yeah.
That was that plate set, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the plate and
plates.
knife set.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
gave almost to
I
my mom.
remember
But
that.
then I met up with her,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a man. All right.
The dangers of QVC dating. Not pretty. Our conclusion, this doesn't work. Don't bother. Have a nice night.
Alright, great.
So it looks like Nick's got a nice little project over there. Hopefully that comes along. Stay up to date on his blog. That is electric.be. And
Will, I believe you have a cool new program also.
yes, I can't believe I didn't even know about this program until a couple of weeks ago. Until the guy who I bumped in the video showed me about it. It's basically secure tunneled VNC, but instead of actually using VNC protocol itself, it uses the Linux X server and tunnels the connections directly to you.
Awesome.
So it's not only faster, but it's more secure and it's a load easier to set up.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
Yep. Hello there, Linux fans. We're here to show you today the wonders of No Machine Client and Server, also known as the NX Client and Server. I'm not sure why they call it that, but it's pretty cool. If you ever wanted to have sort of like a Windows Remote Desktop kind of feel, but for your Linux machine, where it's all securely tunneled, it's easily managed, easy to install, maintain, connect to, etc., without all the pains of VNC. Because with VNC, you got to worry about different client matchups and versions and RFBs and all kinds of stuff that you don't really want to deal with, and it's not secure on top of it all. So today I'm going to show you how to install No Machine, which is like a tunneled version of VNC with a very pleasing and easy to use graphical interface and setup. So let's get to that. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be basing all of the instructions today off of my buddy Randy's site, which is hacksource.org. He wrote a nice little write-up on how to do this on Debian. If you're not running Debian on your machine, then you could probably figure it out either from these steps or just kind of morph them into your own distribution, or just Google it. I'm sure there'll be other install guides around. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we are, of course, going to need to switch to our root directory. We're going to make a directory called FreeNX, and we're going to download all the files into that directory. Now, there's 3 files that are required to run the FreeNX server side. We have of course, the NX server itself, the NX node, which is some sort of intermediary. I think it's something to do with that. And we're also going to install the client for good measure. Now, these are all available from the No Machine site, which is nomachine.com, and they are all available in .deb files. And if you don't run Debian, you don't know the wonders of .deb files, where you can just install them and they install all by themselves. If you're not running Debian, like I said, you'll probably find a guide. Worst comes to worst, you can most likely build it from source, but I would definitely recommend, for dependency's sake, just trying to find a package for your distribution. So we're going to go ahead and run that, and we'll come right back. I'm going to show this off a little bit and show you how powerful this software collection really is. So here we see the No Machine NX client running on my Windows machine. It's already been installed. Just download it from the No Machine site and install it just like any other Windows program. It's fairly straightforward to configure, right? You just got your host name and the port that it runs on. You also got the type of system it is and some basic settings pertaining to the type of graphical interface that's running on it, and some bandwidth stuff. Choose your resolution. Usually the biggest is the easiest to work with. You're going to want to go enable SSL traffic, because that will, it gives you a nice added benefit of using this. It's something that VNC doesn't have that this does. After that, you're going to just pump in your username and password. It's the same username and password that you use locally on the machine. So like if you log in with SSH on the machine with the username ed, your username for No Machine will be ed also, the same thing. This works because it tunnels all the traffic straight through the SSH system. So once that's in there, you're just going to hit login, and it's going to go through its process to connect and resume your session. Remember, it's secure, so it's going to take a little bit longer than a VNC session. It's not going to be instant, but it's usually not too long. Okay, so here we are up and running about 45 seconds after I hit the connect button, and you can see that it's pretty snappy. It's, in my opinion, faster than just using straight a VNC connection. Also, what's nice about this is that when you hit close, instead of just terminating all the programs that you're running, you can either suspend or terminate it. So if I want to hit suspend, I can come back to the session at a later time. I've just scratched the surface of a couple of cool features about No Machine. I'm sure there's lots of other cool things. Go ahead and send. I hope you found this basic walkthrough to nomachine.com a little educational, and I hope you use it in all your future Linux remote administration endeavors. Like I said before, it's secure, it's easy to use, etc., etc. can be found at nomachine.com. If you have any problems, go ahead and email me. That's will@techcentric.org. Find me in the IRC channel. That is, of course, pound TechCentric on the irc.hack5.org network. You can AIM me at tcentric-will, and or call the PBX. Talk to you later.
So, Will, that was pretty cool. Kind of like VNC, but a little bit different.
A little bit different, more like the Windows Remote Desktop Protocol.
Okay.
If you've used that before.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear you have some cool little optical illusions. To
Yeah.
show off. Let's see this.
Yeah, check it out. Hello, everybody, and Steve again. Recently, I discovered this optical illusion online, and I'd like to share it with you.
What it is it's called a little optical dragon illusion, and what you do is basically close one eye, and you look around the dragon, and it looks like it's following you with its piercing eyes. So the URL for this will be at the bottom, and you can cut your own out and try it yourself.
Will can't get enough of it.
I was good. It's following me wherever. Oh my god. It's moving its head. This thing's cool. Yeah. Still there. So Steve, where'd you find that dragon thing that we saw at the end of that surf from Steve there?
Actually, first I saw that on YouTube, and I found a link to the website that had the printable PDF on it, and so I definitely recommend checking it out. The URL was in the segment, so.
It's really cool. You really
Yeah.
should build one. It's kind of crazy how
It's
how weird the
Yeah.
human mind can be. It's like just
It's a very good illusion, and
made
it's
of paper.
yeah,
I mean, come
paper.
on.
It's very easy to print out and put together, so 5 minutes.
Anyway, we got another email here. This one is from Alex in Romania, and he likes to mention that that's in Europe, by the way. He also wishes to apologize for his bad English words, but I guess I'll just correct that. Basically, what Alex in Romania is trying to ask is if it is easy to make voice over IP calls without using an asterisk machine in the middle. Basically, something like Skype, but not Skype. And my answer to that is yes, you can definitely do that. Any of the outgoing PTSN providers and most of the incoming will allow you to use a soft phone or even a hard phone directly on their network. So you can authenticate straight to their network. You don't have to authenticate to the asterisk machine, then go back out to the asterisk machine, to the internet, to their machine. Yes, the short answer is yes, and it's very simple. I've gotten a lot of questions about this, so if you need any more help, go ahead and drop me a line.
Alright, looks like we have Will's last VoIP Toys segment coming up.
VoIP Toys. This will be the last one for a while. Yeah, they've been getting kind of dry, so I'll be bringing some cool new content for you. Anyway, let's do that. Amount that you have to deal with a person, the better. That is exactly what an IVR prompt is for. IVR prompts in Asterisk are called digital receptionists, and they're very easy to build with the web GUI. I'm going to show you how. First thing you're going to need to do is go ahead and log into your Asterisk free PBX portal. You're going to go to your setup tab at the top. You're going to go all the way to the bottom and go to system recordings. Now you're going to need to make a recording so that when the person initially calls it, the recording needs to tell them what their options are and what to dial to get to those options. So we're going to go ahead and do that. As you can see on the recording screen, step one is to just put in the extension of the phone that you're going to use to record the recording. In my case, it's 1337, of course. You hit go. Next step will be to pick up the extension and dial *77. After that, after a couple of seconds, it will beep and you record your message and hang up. After that, it will appear in the list on the right of the screen. So let's go ahead and do that. Hey everyone, thanks for calling the TechCentric PBX. To call our hotline, press 1. To leave a voicemail, press 2, or to join the conference, press 3. Don't forget to visit the website at www.techcentric.org. And hang up. Last step will be to name the recording. We're going to name this segment and hit save on the bottom. After that, you'll see it appear in the right. So now you have your recording recorded, and you have the callers have established their list of options that they can use. After that, you're going to go to the next option up on the list on the left, which is Digital Receptionist. You're going to go to Add IVR on the right of the screen, and you give it a name. This is just purely for your own cosmetic purposes. We'll name it Test. Timeout number is the amount of seconds before the T option is specified if used. So that means this is useful for if say maybe it's a modem dialing or a fax machine, maybe someone with a old rotary phone or something like that. After a certain amount of seconds, it will terminate to a default option. So we're just going to leave that at 10. Enable directory allows you to press star when the person calls and get a directory where they enter the first few numbers of the person's name, and it gives them that. Direct dial allows them to enter in an extension number at that prompt. So if you've ever called our hotline, it says, feel free to dial the extension at any time. That means when I say that, you can now dial an extension and it will transfer you straight to that extension instead of setting a setting for each one of those. This is good for even small setups and for huge setups. Alright, announcement. Announcement is where you're going to select the recorded message that you just made. So we're going to record segment. Alright, now this is where it gets a little tricky. Actually, it's not very tricky, it's just probably the hardest part of doing the whole thing is staying organized with it. You're going to need to kind of plan out how many options you're going to have. So we're going to have 4 options. I believe what I said the first one was, when the person dials 1, we're going to call the hotline. We're going to select the core. We're going to select extension 1337. Option 2, we'll put in option number 2 here. We're going to go to the core settings. And we're going to transfer them to voicemail box 1337 because that was to leave a message. Going to go to option 3, and I do believe that was called the conference line. And option 4 will be our secret hidden administrative access, which will give us access to any of the voicemail accounts. So we'll go to core, and once again put voicemail box 1337. It's important to remember that you can have as many options in here as you want. Either the caller can know about them or they can't. Just remember, if it's something that needs to stay secure, like say you have your Asterisk server hooked up to your home phone line and you're accepting calls from the outside, maybe you want to be able to make calls from your home phone line through your cell phone or something like that, which I will explain in a later segment. You need to have that password protected because somebody could get in that, they could just be dialing random numbers, they can make all kinds of crazy phone calls to like the Philippines and Taiwan and really ring up your phone bill. Alright, so after that's done, you're going to hit the save button. Give it a second. And of course, hit the red bar at the top. That finalizes the settings. From there, you can pretty much do anything you want with this IVR. You can send other IVRs to it, so maybe you have press 1 to leave a message for the crew, and then when you press 1, it transfers you to another IVR. It says to leave a message for Steve, to leave a message for Nick, etc. If you want it to appear when anyone calls, just set it in your inbound route. Use the IVR radio button and the drop-down box to select the IVR. That's about all there is to IVRs. There's a lot more little tricks and toys that you can do with them. They really come in handy when you need to gain input from a caller. Like I said, even if the caller is yourself, you need administrative access to something away from the internal switched PBX lines. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and email me, will@techcentric.org. Call the hotline, of course, at 1-360-226-7313. Questions, comments, leave them on the website. Leave feedback, anything you want to see, go ahead and send it to me.
and see you next month.
All right, well, that was a very interesting another segment of VoIP toys, and like you said, we won't be having those for a while, so Will's going to be coming up with some new content, which should be really interesting. So,
yeah. Well, with that said, I hope you have enjoyed this episode number 4 of TechCentric. Yeah, this is about it for the month. We'd like to thank, of course, VertexHosting.net. That's vertex-hosting.net, the official shell provider of TechCentric. Our buddies over at Colo Pronto at Infolink. I've gotten a machine there recently. It's really nice. Great support. Go ahead and check them out. Of course, everybody over at the Crappyest podcast. It's at crappyest.com. Infonomicon crew, BinRev crew, all those cool guys, and Neo Raver of iNet Radio. What do you got to thank, Steve?
I'd like to thank my buddy Craig for letting us borrow his camera.
Yes.
While mine is out of commission.
That's
so
wonderful.
Yes, thank you very much for that. And with that, we'll end the episode.
See you next month.
See ya.
Come play with us. Bruce Lee did this 150 times, and he snapped somebody's neck with his bare hands. Ready? Yeah? Oh yeah? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Come on, go. Complete TUS at ut.techcentric.org. We've been waiting.